Most of us have to go and change our clocks.
But now Congress is trying once again to put an end to that ritual.
Last week, the House passed the Sunshine Protection Act with bipartisan support. The bill would make daylight saving time permanent, meaning we'd spring forward one last time, but we would never fall back again. But before that happens, the Senate still has to approve it, and that's where the debate is shifting from convenience to science.
Now, on the surface, this sounds simple, stop changing the clocks. But researchers say the real debate isn't about changing the clocks, it's about which clock we actually keep. So let's take a look at these right here. Right now, daylight saving time is the clock we use right now in the summer. The sun sets later in the evening. The alternative is permanent standard time, or the clock we use in the winter with earlier sunrises and earlier sunsets. Many sleep scientists say they'd rather see permanent standard time because earlier morning sunlight better matches our natural sleep cycle.
Early morning light is an important environmental cue to set our body's internal clocks and promote alertness. And dim evening light tells our bodies that it is time to sleep. Permanent standard time is a healthier choice.
Well, that argument is echoed by dozens of sleep and circadian rhythm researchers. A recent Psychology Today article highlights research showing morning sunlight helps regulate sleep, hormone production, mood, and alertness. Without that early light, experts say people can experience more fatigue and poorer sleeping quality over time. But supporters of permanent daylight saving time point to a different set of benefits. They say eliminating the twice-a-year clock change could reduce sleep disruptions, encourage people to spend more time outdoors after work, improve public safety, and even boost local businesses by giving families more daylight in the evening.
Getting rid of the time switches, studies are suggesting that it would lead to better sleep rhythms, more exercise. Just there really isn't a good health argument against either getting rid of daylight savings time or making daylight savings time permanent.
There are some trade-offs here. Keeping daylight saving time year-round would mean much darker winter mornings. For Charlotte, that would push some winter sunrises to around 8:30 in the morning. In parts of the northern U.S., sunrise wouldn't come up until after 9 a.m. And that could mean some big adjustments when it comes to commutes and school for kids.
It would also mean that the coldest temperature, usually right around sunrise, would occur that much later, an extra hour later in the winter. So that means that the mornings not only would be darker, but they would tend to be colder as we're going off to work or off to school.
There's another wrinkle here. Airlines and other industries are watching this closely because changing the nation's clocks isn't as simple as just flipping a switch. Flight schedules, international travel, shipping networks, and computer systems would all need to be updated before any permanent change takes effect. Aviation experts suggest a permanent change like this would really take about 2 years for the entire industry to catch up. So where does all this go from here? Well, the bill right now is going to head to the Senate, where its future remains very much uncertain.
Now, if senators approve it and President Trump signs it into law, Americans could eventually stop changing their clocks twice a year.
Until then, we are still set to fall back come November. Lots of debate, lots of opinions. Everyone has one on this issue, but we'll see what happens.
Some people love it. Some people hate it.
There are some things to think about, though, right? Things maybe don't think about right away, as we pointed out here tonight.